Guys, welcome to Tommy Green TV. Match day 2, you know the drill. You landed on my channel, like, share, comment, subscribe. Arsenal v Chelsea, 2-0 to Chelsea. 0 points from 2 games, 5 goals conceded, no goals scored. Tells you the whole story, really. I said this before, I'll say it again. No matter how many signings we make, no matter how many people we bring to the club, you can bring Messi if you like to this club. Reality is that at the end of the day, this manager is not good enough to get the best out of this squad. It's that simple. There's no point ranting. There's no point shouting. There's no point, going blah, 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 because at the end of the day, like I said, this manager does not know how to get the best out of the squad of players that he's got available. First 10 minutes of the game, we were okay in bits and bobs. We were all right. I won't say we were great, but we matched Chelsea for intensity, for purpose. And just like the previous game against Brentford, after 10 minutes, that was it. Just for the first half, that was it. The 2 goals that were scored, very similar to the games against Brentford, just our muscle, basically. Any of those 2 defenders. And that's it. Which just begs me to differ. Why are we forcing to play 4-2-3-1 when we know we don't have the defenders to play that game? We don't have the leaders to play that game. We don't have the tactical awareness to play that game. You're not with your ideally first choice centre back in Gabriel, who probably is a bit more physical, is a bit more fast. He is, he can bring that physical aspect and athleticism to the game. So why are we forcing to keep playing these games with people who, players who it's not suited to their attributes? Don't get it, don't understand it. It's mind-boggling, to be honest, because we are playing to our weaknesses and not to our strength, which is causing problems. We are playing to our weaknesses, we're not playing to our strengths. And once again, like I said, it doesn't matter what we bring to this table. It doesn't matter what we do in terms of tactical awareness. For example, playing Chelsea, they're playing 3 at the back. They've mastered that vision. They've mastered that tactical awareness. This is Chelsea. Chelsea play 3 at the back. You would expect, especially when you don't have your full squad, to come into this game with some sort of tactics to exploit their weaknesses. If anything, we just played to our weaknesses, and they didn't really have to move out first gear. They didn't, which is quite baffling, because how many times are we going to see the same mistakes over and over? I looked through the whole game. Second half there was a bit of an improvement, but there was only an improvement because Chelsea were 2-0 up. Let's be real. There was only an improvement because Chelsea didn't need to go out of the second or third gear. And even with that, they could have scored 3 or 4 goals. So we were lucky to get away with just the 2. Was it? Yeah, 2. So we were lucky to get away with the 2. We were lucky in the sense that, they didn't punish us. Lukaku missed the header again, just little bits here and there. I look for the bright spark that we had in the game. Emil Smith-Rowe, once again, second half, trying. This kid was trying his hardest to try and create something. He was up and down the whole pitch, running everywhere, trying to make things happen. And, out of this game, I could say he's the one player that I definitely think played really well. I can't really see the rest. I look through the midfield, and that midfield is a problem because the way they're sliced through, it's almost like they're non-existent. I looked at Lukaku for the first goal, and he literally watched Lukaku run past him into the box and score. So it just begs to differ. Like, look, why are we forcing tactical awareness when we don't have the players to kind of play that system? Why can't we play a 3-4-2-1 where you still get your number 10, you still get your wing backs, you still get two strikers actually up on the point of the field, and at the end of the day, you're a bit more secure in midfield and defense. Why not play something that it's getting the best out of these players? This is not going to work. Now we've got Mancity next, and that's a big game because we're literally equaling the, if we go to that game, we don't even get a point. We are equaling the worst start to our seasons. No goal scored, just conceding, and they're ruthless. They're not Chelsea who let a couple of goals just go by. They will punish us just like they beat Norwich. So it just begs to differ. What is the plan here? Where are we going under Arteta? What are we doing? What is the system? When are we going to learn? We've bought a buckload of players now. And even with that, I still don't see any sort of improvement. This should be an advantage to us. The fact that Chelsea, all other top 6 teams are playing in Europe, but we're not. And still, we're the worst out of everybody. We've put Norwich and us next to each other. Our stats are very similar. So it's very worrying. It's very, it's kind of a bleak time. But I believe our season will start after the Man City game, where we've got to play Norwich, and then we've got to play Burnley, and then Spurs. So those 3 games, they're almost like a must-win for us, basically, to be honest. So we've just got to put these 3 games behind us and know that, okay, look, that's it. And then I believe after we play Spurs, basically the teams that we play after then, barring Man United, we should be able to beat them. That's the expectancy, especially when we spent the most in the league, 129 million. So, there's no point, blowing a gasket. There's no point getting upset. There's no point. It's just, you're numb to this because it's ridiculous. So let's just wait to see next week, not even next week, the Norwich game, after the international break. That's when our season will start. That's when we move. That's when we move forward. The board are not going to sack Arteta. That's a fact. So we just have to wait till past, the Man City game, the Norwich game, when we come back from the international break, and hopefully we can pick up from there, because I just don't see us beating Man City. First of all, I don't even see us getting a point. So we just have to try as much as possible to do damage limitation, damage control, and then our season starts Norwich, and then we move from there. And hopefully we can get the points that we need to move up the table and hopefully challenge for a top 4 place. We still need a new right back. We need a new midfield enforcer. So hopefully we will get all of this by the end of, the transfer window. Like I said, you can't shout, can't scream. We've been there, we've done that. We know the drill. We spent money. We can't say we haven't spent money. It is what it is. Till the next time, guys, you know the drill. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Let's get it.